This is a presentation from the Nationals of the Aboriginal Republic of North America.
And now, you know what it is. The true Pledge of Allegiance for our people.
We, the people of the Aboriginal Republic of North America, asserting our natural Aboriginal rights as the oldest recorded Aboriginal indigenous peoples of the Americas, consisting of an Aboriginal Union of indigenous people living in accord with natural law, divine law, the law of our ancestors, do hereby recognize all nationals of the Aboriginal Republic of North America as a unified community, establish our divine right to self-rule, a common defense for our nation, a complete and unified will for progress and prosperity by and for our people, establishing justice by way of natural law and equality and complete autonomy as a nation. Rah.
Rah.
Peace.
Peace. That's peace. And I know a lot of you probably thinking, why do we always do that in the beginning? Well, I mean, just think about it. You've been pledging allegiance to the United Corporations of America all your entire life, and they hate your guts. So the least we can do is pledge allegiance to the people who got some love for us. All right, we gotta love ourselves, and it starts right there. All right, welcome to Finally the Truth. We'll be back. All right, we want to welcome you back to the show. Finally the Truth. Finally is here. Let's move on and kick this thing off. We're gonna start it off with status today.
Most time, you can ask any black person, so-called, what their nationality is, and you're gonna get many answers if you get any.
A lot of answers.
Black,
African American.
Someone might give you Negro, but color. Moorish American.
Then you got some real ghettos. They gonna say, "Man, I'm just a nigga."
Just a nigga.
You know what I mean? And just want to let y'all know that that's just way off.
And this is our biggest problem, really. This
one of the biggest.
This is our, if not the biggest, one of the biggest problems, and that's denationalized people. People that don't know their status, people don't know where they come from, people they can't identify themselves, is completely lost.
They don't even know who they are.
I
mean, just think about it. For those of us who say, "Hey, look, I'm no Negro, I'm an African American, I made it, you know, I'm doing good for myself." Let me just break something down to you. Calling yourself an African American ain't no better than calling yourself a nigga. You know, you're naming yourself after two white men now. You know, here you have Al-Kebalan, which is the original name of the motherland, renamed Africa. What's his full name, the Roman?
Scipio Africanus.
Scipio Africanus. And so actually the Romans renamed the motherland Africa. And then of course we know Americus Vespucci, and that ain't even his name. It's who knows what his name is? Where's he from anyway?
Portuguese.
Who knows?
Europe,
somewhere. So now you're a Roman European.
All devils to me.
Cloaked up in African American. All right. We got to stop calling ourselves that. Listen, at the advice of Chief Ali, I would say he's 100% right. We should at least acknowledge ourselves as indigenous or aboriginal people so that can unify us under one accord.
Yes.
All right, we're all indigenous. We've all been into this land before they got here, so we were here first, and we're the original inhabitants. So we can't once again allow our enemy, our
natural enemy.
Yeah, our thorn in our side, our Achilles heel. We can't allow them to identify us and name us. It's he who gave us African American.
In the Constitution, you are identified, misnomered as the Indian. But with us not knowing our nationality, we volunteered to be 14th Amendment citizens. Please,
second-class citizens.
Do your research and read the Constitution and get a understanding of it. That even in the 14th Amendment, we was named Indians, the ones that didn't have to pay the debt, didn't have to pay the taxes. So
The ones who are exempt.
But as stated before, through the birth certificate, you volunteered for a corporate citizenship, a second-class citizenship, and you pretty much are
A corporation.
a chattel,
Yeah.
slave,
Basically
slave.
property of the United States government.
That's it.
You know what they should call them? Because, you know, people from Mexico, they Americans too.
Mm-hmm.
People from South America, they Americans too.
Mm-hmm.
But people from the United States of America, they should be called United Staters. You're a United Stater. Alright? Unless you're Amaru Khan.
Unless you Aboriginal American
Yes.
of Moorish descent.
There it is.
Recognize.
Status! Alright. Alright, welcome back to the show. We glad you stuck around. And it's first down, so this is the part of the show where you find out if you belong here or not. Alright, so we're going to start it off like this. If after that first segment you're still satisfied with being an African American,
This show is not.
if you are satisfied or if you're still considering yourself as a Negro,
This show is not for you.
if you got a picture of white Jesus still hanging up on your wall,
This show is not for you.
if you're an Uncle Tom,
This show is not for you.
if you like strange fruit hanging from trees,
This show is not for you.
if you got an inner hatred for black folk,
This show is not for you.
and finally, but last but not least, if you're afraid of revolution,
This show is definitely not for you.
alright, we'll be right back with the top 7 reasons why we're in the condition that we're in. See you in a minute. Alright, let's jump right into it. Top 7 reasons why we're in the condition that we're currently in right now. Number 7. Well, we got a lazy mentality. Let's just start it right there. You know, we don't want to do nothing half the time. Don't want to work hard. And believe it or not, listen, if you want to overcome struggle, it's going to take hard work. So if you're already not used to being in getting some hard work done,
Pushing yourself.
willing
yourself.
Yeah, willing it to happen. You know what? I got something for you. No extraordinary achievement is going to ever be achieved unless you put forth an extraordinary effort.
Remedial.
Mediocrity.
Yeah. If you put in half-ass work, you get half-ass results.
That's what's up. You're going to get mediocrity. And quite frankly, that's about what we're doing right now. We on some mediocrity type stuff. It's like if somebody said, well, how's the revolution coming? I'd have to say it was worse than mediocre. Because we ain't changing nothing.
Alright, number 6.
Number 6. And you know what? I this one really disturbs me in the worst kind of way, because a lot of this happens with not just friends but family as well. And the blood is supposed to be even bigger than that. We don't really give each other any positive support, positive energy, encouragement. You know, a lot of times, man, we won't even say anything. And matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna stop saying we. Yeah, I'm gonna stop saying we. Alright, because that's that slave mentality. We sick boss. You know what I mean? That's that. What I'm gonna say is
we gotta get away from that hating mentality that we have.
Our people who got Negro mania. Yeah, you the one.
Somebody talking about they about to strive, they about to do good, and in your mind you like,
yeah, you like that nigga gonna
just so you can have some type of sense of that you're doing something right, because you don't want the person that's progression to be on your level. You that crab in the barrel. We don't want to see the next person, the next one of us, perform at a high standard. Not even knowing that person is performing at that standard to pull you with them. Not to get away from you, but to pull you with them.
Pull you
so
up
we can
to the
all
next
be
level.
up there. But
you know how it is. We ain't got doing all that. This real. This is all the way to the streets, all the way up to the corporate cutthroats. You hear what I'm saying? You got athletes, millionaires. They won't even turn around and help their own community, man. It's a shame. And you know what else is a shame? All that money all these rich black people got, it's Jews still in control of all of it. Number 5. Oh my God. Well, this is obvious. We believe everything that we see on television. We believe everything we read in the papers. We believe everything we hear on the radio, and we believe everything that the white man tells us.
Don't believe. Believe is a sin. To believe anything is a sin. We should always know.
Know first. Matter of fact, we don't believe it unless he tells us it's the truth.
That's it. That's it.
Then we say it's valid.
Look up the etymology for the word believe. It means to be lied to.
That's the problem, man. We gotta stop validating everything we do through his eyes. He ain't gonna validate what's beautiful to me. The black African Negroid, there I go with that again. We gotta see that's how it goes.
That's the training mentality.
That's what it is. I gotta break out of that.
Yeah.
The indigenous characteristics is what I want to say. That's what I want to look for in a queen. Now, I'm not gonna allow cosmopolitan to validate beauty
in a goddess.
In a goddess.
Queen and king lose their crown.
That's right. We're not gonna let Vogue, we're not gonna let Cosmopolitan, we're not gonna let any of these other white magazines validate what beauty is to us.
Not even Jet or Ever.
That's right. We're gonna dictate what's beautiful. The queens and the goddesses that are the original ones is what we're looking for. The people with the right frequency.
Speaking of believing in the devil and what he says, we're going to read to you straight from Sacred Quran Sharif Surah 14:22. And it reads, "And the devil will say when the judgment is ordered, surely the Supreme Being promised you a promise of truth. Then I made a promise to you, then failed you. And I had no authority over you except that I called you and you obeyed me. So do not blame me, blame yourselves. I cannot come to your help, nor can you come to my help. Even I disbelieve with that which you have associated yourself with. Certainly for the unjust is a painful chastisement." And let me reiterate, when I say the devil, I mean the white man.
Surely your Supreme Being offered you truth. And of course he's saying he's offered you nothing but lies.
And you
believe them.
You allowed it, pretty much.
Yeah.
You volunteered.
And guess where he broadcast those lies from? Television.
He tell a lie and you be the lie. Tell a lies and believe.
That's right.
Let's take us to point number 4.
Number 4. We allow our enemy to educate us.
Whether it be from television, whether it be from the school curriculum. He got the corner market on education when it comes to society, because this is the society we live in.
Yeah, actually, he's somehow cornered the market on truth. And let me tell you how he did it.
And that's a problem.
And I'm gonna tell you how he did it. There is a organization, aka the Synagogue of Satan, known as the House of Rothschild. And in 1841, they purchased Reuters. You may have seen recently, Reuters suggests that Obama should implement executive privilege and disband the Second Amendment in the Constitution, which gives you the rights to bear arms. You'll see that a lot. Reuters.
I just seen something today, and it said if the government is trying to take the guns away from the citizens, they up to some sneaky shit.
And they up to. But getting back to the subject, in 1841 they purchased Reuters. In 1940, Reuters purchased the Associated Press. The Associated Press is the news wire that ABC, NBC, Fox, CBS, the Times, everybody gets their news from there. Of course, they do their own local things in their section, but primarily the AP is where you get it from, your AP Newsline.
The lies the same.
And which is owned by Reuters, which is owned by the Synagogue of Satan, who also owns all the controlling stock in NBC, CBS, the Times, the Tribune, the Fox, the CNN, MSNBC. You see, everything he wants you to believe, he simply puts it through his media channels.
He's always in your face telling you, believe this, you need this, buy this, smell this, taste this.
But this is how he educates us. And when Carnegie Mellon created the educational curriculum for our children, it was not made to uplift them into the glorification of who they truly are. It was to bring them into the lie, just like the devil said he would give you in Surah 14:22. It's to promote the lie so that the children will be trained to be good working slaves when they become adults.
Just plantation.
And here's the kicker. And on top of that, we're going to put you and your mama and your daddy in $40, $50, $60, $70,000 worth of debt for all the college that you got to go and pay for, that when you get out of college, you ain't even going to be able to get a janitor job at Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, forever in debt.
With your degree.
It's a society of debt. Profit is built off of debt. This country is ran from debt.
And this is why it's so important to be the one educating you. Because if somebody from the outside was educating you, they probably would make you aware of the big shaboozle that's going on.
And NASA can't handle that. So this takes us to point number 3.
Number 3. Your money don't bounce in the black community.
We produce billions and billions of dollars.
No, we spend.
We spend
billions and
have
billions.
To produce it to spend it. So produce it. We gain that.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You're right in a sense. That's true.
Yes, sir.
But I would have to say this: it's non-productive production because it's going nowhere. You hear what I said?
It's going nowhere.
It's going nowhere. But to the white man. And let me just say this: his dollar bounces in his businesses 12 times. You can thank Dr. Claude Anderson. I want to thank him for that information.
Please, Powernomics, Dr. Claude Anderson.
Yeah, 12 times. And I think the black dollar don't even hit the ground. Huh?
It got wings.
You get $100, and ain't nobody black gonna smell that, honey. That's going straight to master.
Going straight to that.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna do something. You gonna pay one of his traffic tickets. You gonna pay his rent, his light bill, his water bill. You gonna pay his taxes. You gonna buy his food, his produce, his gas that he overcharging you for. Something you gonna give to him. But I know one thing you ain't gonna do. You ain't gonna spend it with your brother or your sister. That's for sure.
I don't want to see them.
That's obvious. Just think about it, man. We the 12th largest nation in the world. If you add it up financially, and that means the only people who are ahead of us is the European countries, because you know they got the presses. They can print the money up. They can print the money up on call. They just call the Federal Reserve and they print them up some more billions. But that brings us to number 2, and ultimately this is all boiling down to this: we scared of revolution. We scared. This why we in the condition. We scared to change the condition. Our heart, man, is gone, and it kind of falls into this. We allow our enemy to feed us. We allow him to tell us what's good to eat and drink and breathe, and we trust him because, of course, like we said before, we believe everything he tells us.
I've been telling my family personally that certain vegetables, particularly seaweeds, sea vegetables, is good for us. Like this will stop the aging process, if you will. It's the fountain of youth, and
fountain of strength too.
My family, that stuff stinks. It smells like Anacostia sewer waters, But sure enough, Dr. R says good for you. All of a sudden,
you see how he's got the validation on the truth. How he's cornered the market.
You won't believe your own seed. You won't believe your own kind, but you will let
Dr. R. Is that nigga a real doctor anyway? I'm not a real doctor, but I play one on TV.
He's an actor.
So you'll believe a TV doctor?
I'll tell you what he is. For sure.
What?
Goddamn devil.
Alright, listen. But here's my point. We allow him to feed us. So we still going to our master for our food, for our nourishment. And you know the old saying, you never bite the hand that feeds you. Never.
For our work. Go to him for work.
This is why we gotta have our own farms. And we gotta start educating this. I wanna pull up a few people. Brother Terrence Miller, Brother Gabriel Bandele, horticulturists. These are people who are growing food, farms.
Uncle Fats.
Yeah.
I mean, Uncle Fats been doing this horticulture thing for the last 3 years.
Listen, these are wise men who have figured out what it's going to take for us to feed ourselves, and we need to follow their rules. All right, we come back. Number one. All right. All right. We're back with number one.
Point number one. This is my favorite thing in the world to talk about. This is the
Numero uno.
the most important thing I feel that not just black people, everybody needs to know. Nationality.
Nationality. This is the key to changing our condition.
The remedy. If you want a precise breakdown of,
Once again,
a good precise factual book,
irrefutable
study guide, the last guide you will ever need in understanding the so-called African Americans' plight here in America.
If this book was in the boxing heavyweight division, it would be the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
Pound for pound. This
of all time.
This is the only book that can go from featherweight to heavy.
And win all the belts all the way up. But no, really, nationality. And here's the key here. Having our nationality uproots us out of being government property into an indigenous government, which, as the Constitution states, there's only 2 types of government that can actually function on this land. One, of course, is the United States of America, their government, the corporate government, and then the other one is the indigenous government. For those of the people who think we just making this up, Navajo got an indigenous government. Iroquois got one, but you know what I mean? They be putting casinos on their joints and everything. You know what I mean? They getting money.
Them just the red people.
I'm just saying they just take it, but they've proclaimed their nationality. But I'll tell you like this: if you ask them, "Are you a 14th Amendment citizen?" They're gonna tell you, "No, we are not." You can see us in the Constitution where they say the Indians. That's what they talking about us. Misnamed Indians. They're actually talking about the Aboriginal.
Yeah. So nationality is the key.
Right.
It's the remedy.
Having one thing we forgot. Having no identity means you have no connection.
It's the ultimate knowledge itself. Nationality and being a part of your own government and producing for yourself. This is what Marcus Garvey was talking about. Yep. This is what Prophet Noble Ali was talking about. Yep. This is what the most honorable Elijah Muhammad was talking about.
He was doing.
This is what they were doing. Since all of them.
Until who stopped it.
Exactly. The infiltration, with the Negro sellouts. With the no. In this case, with the nigga sellouts. Niggas like John Ali. Pardon my French, but I call them the black devil bitches. So they always had infiltration, and
they're acting other than themselves. Yes. I want to let you know that.
That's it.
These men are acting other than themselves. They shouldn't be working for the devil like that. To destroy your own people.
But this is the nationality. Once you understand the perspective and understand the concept and start living the lifestyle of your own and giving him his titles back, giving him his citizenship back, and taking your own,
giving him his brainwash back.
This is real freedom. Like when we say, no matter what you know, I don't care what you know. I don't care how much of even of nationality that you know. But until you nationalize, you're still a slave.
Yeah,
you're still in his system.
You got to cross that threshold.
You have to.
It's just like, and you know what? It's similar to when Harriet was taking our brothers and sisters away from the plantation. When Harriet left, it wasn't no turning back. And if somebody tried to turn back, Harriet was gonna pop your ass.
You can't. It's not. You can't live on both sides of the fence.
That's it. So you need to. And even the Bible says that in Revelation, doesn't it say, "Come out of her"?
Come out of her.
Come out of her. Don't it say, give her back her name, her identity? You know, give her back her God too. All right, get your God back. And see, nationality is the key. Actually, it starts there. Well, it is number one.
The key. It's the remedy. It's the remedy for all plights of the Aboriginal people.
Let me just finish my point here with the no identity, no connection. If you have no identity, you have no connection. And if you have no connection to your original or your heritage or your legacy, then you're receiving it from someone else. And as Chief was saying, that's pseudo.
Yeah, you're getting off of that. It's like a baby.
Yeah. If
you ain't sucking that titty, then the nipple, no disrespect. Then put that bottle in your mouth. You don't know what that
you drinking going to you. Somebody else's milk.
You drinking somebody else. Instead of drinking your own mother's milk. How backwards is that?
And there you have it. The top 7 reasons why we in this condition. We'll be back with the show. All right. Welcome back to Finally the Truth. I'm glad you stuck around. I am King Jabbar Abdullah, your host, and this is my co-host,
Abdel Sheet El Amalu, aka the Ancient El Nabi.
Yes. And today's show, we're going to do a very sensitive subject, but the truth nonetheless.
And we're going to stay in the guise of nationality, and
but we're going to take it to the top.
Yeah, we're going to take it to the peak right now.
To the peak of the food chain, huh?
We need y'all to
bear with us.
Bear with us, really, and put on them thinking caps, as they used to say.
Okay, open your mind. I want everyone to be open-minded, not closed-minded, and I want you to calculate once we finish. After we finish, then begin your calculations. But follow along with us. Okay, I hope. Is anyone out there afraid? I hope not. All right, so get your Bibles out.
Reading from
Bible. From book.
Read from book.
All right.
Okay. Specifically, St. Matthew. Chapter 1, and we're going to start at verse 20.
Verse 20 reads.
Okay. But while he thought on these things, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a dream, saying, Joseph, thou son of David, fear not to take unto thee Mary thy wife, for that which is conceived in her is of the Holy Ghost. 21. Very important. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus.
Jesus.
All caps. Jesus.
Now, if you got your Bible open, this is the King James Version. It's a very old version from the 30s. But if you look, you'll see Jesus, all capitals. Okay?
Now, it say, and she shall bring forth son. Now, when we are first born in a hospital.
That's right.
And we get that first contract, the birth certificate.
Yes. Which our mothers, under duress,
stress, and coercion,
sign us over.
And on it, it has your name, or what appears to be your name, in all capital letters.
All caps.
Now, all caps.
Let me tell you. But there's an interesting thing about the laws in this country. All caps are reserved for corporations. Businesses. And what separates the person from a corporation is that the person is not in all caps, is proper noun. Capital first letter, lowercase rest of the letters, last name, capital first letter, lowercase rest of the letters. This is the law.
That's proper. That's proper.
That's the law.
What we would call this in terms today is a straw man.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Jesus, right now, according to this, in all caps, has been converted to a corporate citizen.
Yes. For he shall save, and Jesus means, for he shall save his people from their sins.
He shall save his people.
He shall save his people
from their sins. I want you to remember that.
And Jesus.
Matter of fact, hold. I'm going to put it on the screen for you. It's going to be right here. Right there. Alright, you see that? He shall what?
Save his people.
His people.
From their sins.
Now remember that.
Yeah.
Proceed.
Now all this was done that it might be fulfilled.
This is the next chapter.
This is 22.
22.
Which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying, Behold, a virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
Which being interpreted is God with us.
God with us.
Now, as you can see, Emmanuel is a proper name.
Because it refers to an actual person as opposed to a corporate entity. And it's funny, but to break it all down to nationality, Jesus is Emmanuel's straw man.
Yes. It's the business. Hold on, let me take it back.
Hey man, Jesus big business too.
For he shall save his people from their sins. What saves the cracker from his sins? His goddamn money. What is the most profited thing? What's the highest selling book in the world?
Bible. Bible is the most popular book in the world. It outsells all the other books combined.
How much money does, in the name of Jesus, church bring? Tax free too.
I didn't know you was gonna do it like that.
Hey,
and you know what else? The picture of Jesus, not Emmanuel. Corporate Jesus. I'm talking about capital Jesus. The picture of Jesus is probably the most popular portrait in the world as well.
Hey, I must admit, I stayed with Grandma.
Oh Lord.
She had the picture, the white Jesus. Overlooking the world.
Overlooking the world.
Right over top of the bed. So we go to sleep every night looking at Jesus. She had the bust of Jesus right by the front door, all white.
I know a woman got a bust of Jesus with the cross on his back on her TV right now. And she ain't no grandma. She in her 30s.
What we saying is we done been putting out energy, we've been putting out faith in a corporation. A corporation is a fictitious entity for business. It's a business.
But watch the code.
So
Jesus means the corporation. And listen, I know that there's a love out there and an affinity for Jesus that this is gonna strike a nerve. But I'm gonna say this: the individual who you are referring to, you're calling him by this name Jesus, in a language where the J doesn't even exist in the time in which he walked the earth. His real name, as it is stated here, is Emmanuel, and Jesus is his corporate name. The reason why he was made into a corporation is in the code. The code is because Jesus means,
for he shall save his people from their sins.
Now, this is just...
Now, when you go to... When you've been partying all weekend, Friday and Saturday, and you want your sins removed, who you go to Sunday?
No, when you want them saved.
When you want to be saved from your sins, who you go to Sunday? You make sure you keep them tithes.
Yes.
No matter how much money you want to spend on booze and getting in clubs and getting your freak on, but you need them. But you need them sins. You need to be saved of your sins. So yes, you go to the corporation.
Yes, you do, and you pay your fee. Huh? And matter of fact, your fee is calculated for you. Based on your earnings. Based on your paycheck. Now, here's the kicker. Who's the greatest sinner of all times? And who needs the most saving from his sins? And this is what we got to stop doing. I know what has been taught to us. But I am not going to look at my brother or my sister and see a sinner born in the sin.
I will see myself. That's the only way. That's That's a righteous man.
That's 3 strikes already. He already got 3 strikes. I'm looking at him, knowing he is a sinner. Now I'm gonna see him as the God and the goddess that he is.
Yeah. Or she is. Sin, right? Nah, you born God.
Mm-hmm.
Born God. And the more you see yourself as God, the more you need to see him as the devil. The more you know you can do anything that you put your will, you put your mind to, you put your energy to, the more you know he can do despicable things, because that's his nature.
That is his nature. Now listen, they're saying Jesus means, well, it's like this. If you consider yourself a sinner, then you're in this group.
Let's go with Emmanuel. Emmanuel.
Next verse.
Emmanuel, which being interpreted is God with us.
Yeah. One means to save his people from his sins. The other name means God with us.
Now we know this. We know originally this book was written by our ancestors, but it's holy now. It's full of holes. It's been tampered with.
Well, and that goes without saying. This book was translated by Sir Francis Bacon, aka William Shakespeare. It is based off the writings of Flavius Joseph, aka Paul. Okay, so it is the King James Version, and as we all know, King James was a homo. When he died, he was found in bed with another man.
It's like
dead.
Just like that nigga. What's that nigga? You know, man that stopped all this. Stop all our
Constantine.
Constantine, the more recent FBI nigga.
Hoover.
Yeah, Hoover.
Gay Edgar Hoover.
Gay Edgar Hoover.
Gay Edgar Hoover. I like that. Gay Edgar Hoover. Yeah, Gay Edgar Hoover's COINTELPRO programs are still in effect, ladies and gentlemen. Don't think just because he's dead it's over.
All as this is to stop our violence.
They got a Hoover building right downtown, glorifying everything he did. Alright, so that's off subject, but to get back onto it, Emmanuel means God with us. Now, here's where it gets tricky. This book wasn't written in modern times. This book was written in olden English times. So for us to apply modern etymology, or modern wordplay to ancient etymology, it would be false, and that wouldn't be the truth. So we're gonna have to dig a little bit deeper. The question we had was, when someone is saying God with us,
normally you would think perspective. Normally you would think that God is, you know, in you. With means in,
with
right?
you, like by your side.
You know.
And that made me think that when they saying God with us, that is coming from the perspective. But I can't even think about that, because if we were the people if we are the people who we are, then why would we say God is with us? God should be already within us, inside of us, or
stated, we didn't
walking as Him.
He rewrote it, and we want to give you the definition of with God with us.
Well, let's see what they.
With the
This is the online etymology dictionary.
And with means, surprisingly, against, opposite. That's the old English version. We could go further down.
A shortened form related to
withhold.
Wither from withrow, against.
Hold up.
All right, I tell you what. This is online.
Wither again.
I'm gonna go get the
against. Apart, further, farther. It's all the same. It's all saying against, not with. Well, not with as we know it.
Okay. What?
We have here.
We can't trust that right now. Hold on.
Yeah. We have here the unabridged.
Let me get the writing out this joke. The hard copy. Somebody might have been. I ain't never known with the B meaning what it means right here. Okay, hold on. Oh, wait a minute. My bad. Okay. Let's see what we got here.
Okay, with.
Read that.
Typical definition
See if it matches
with
up.
me, accompanied by.
Okay. Accompanied by.
Sits well with your frequencies, right?
Right.
Accompanied, in some particular relationship to, you know. But as I stated, this is an unabridged dictionary. So when we go to the etymology, again, we have opposite.
Opposite.
Against.
What does the Old English say?
Opposite.
That is the Old English.
That's the Old English.
Okay. Now here's the dilemma here. Or is it really a dilemma?
Is it a dilemma?
I gotta tell you something. There's a
hold on, we even reading on. Having a separation or opposite force.
having a separate. All right, in Old English,
Like to withdraw.
to withdraw,
To take back.
see,
To be against.
you know what? And that's really where we getting confused at. You're thinking of with as in the street version of it, like
Yeah, I'm with my man.
I'm with my man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, homie, don't talk to my girl. She with me. But that's some street shit. Let's get to some educational things here. With as in withdraw. Pulling out of.
Going against.
Going against. Now, I'm starting to believe that the perspective of Emmanuel, meaning God with us, is coming from somebody else.
Somebody else.
Somebody bear witness to all these original indigenous individuals all amongst them, saying that God is with us, meaning against us.
Against.
Because God would be against the devil.
Every time. All the time.
God would be against the opposite of
God
righteousness.
don't love no devil.
Okay, God would be against converting Emmanuel to a corporation.
Yeah.
He would be.
It's like your name was taken away.
All right, you go.
What's
Open
your
up
name?
your birth certificate right now. It's gonna be all caps.
What's your name? Kunta Kinte. Your name is Toby, boy. All caps.
All caps. And you know what? It's true. Mine is in all caps. When I receive a notification in my straw name from the courts or anybody else is in all caps,
I don't even deal
but
with
not anymore,
it. You don't even deal with it anymore.
because King Jabbar Abdullah is not in all caps, because he's a person.
He's a person.
All right, we're going to be right back to wrap this up. All right, we're back, and we want to thank you for sticking around. You guys should have seen behind the scenes during that last break. Okay, listen, this is going to be continued.
Yeah. We definitely want to touch that.
Emmanuel, corporate Jesus. This is a great subject. You guys stick in for episode 3. We're going to finish it right then and there. Right now, we're going to move on to 4th down.
Okay.
You know, definitely a great part of the show.
Yeah. Get to that health.
Get into that health.
Yeah.
You know, because it's so important. It's so important. You know, and it's not just food for your belly, but food for thought as well. Last episode, we told you the 13 foods that Chief believes, and Chief knows, and I know too through the research.
For the most part.
Yeah, that you know, these are the fountain youth. Well, now we're gonna give you the 13 foods. You definitely
To especially stay away from.
stay away from these. All right, listen. This is gonna be all the joints you always eat. Okay, so just prepare yourself. But all I can say is this: you know, the first law of the universe is self-preservation. So if you want to preserve yourself, you're gonna have to take heed to this info. Here we go. Number 1.
Okay. All meat.
All
Flesh.
meat. Flesh.
All dairy products.
Oh. The other white meat is meat too.
The meat.
All
Flesh.
right.
All flesh. All dairy products.
All dairy. Ice cream, cow milk, yogurt, cheese. Oh my God, cheese. Yeah, no cheese pizza.
No pizza.
Oh.
Pizza.
Well, you know, they got veggie cheese too. There's an alternative. Just, you know, no devil's food, anything. Go ahead.
All breads with yeast.
All yeast.
You got spelt bread. You got, you know,
pumpernickels.
Yeah, you got different types of bread, but no yeast bread. There's no white bread.
Yeah. Oh my God, please.
All GMO and hybrid wheat products.
That's it. Listen, it's gonna be tough. 90% of what they selling this is GMO and hybrid.
99%. It was in a Safeway, Giant, Food Line.
Nah, Chief said 90. In the book it say 90.
I say 99.
But look, there's certain things that they can't genetically modify yet. But this is how you can test your food. You gotta take, like, let's say you get some strawberries. You take one of them out, and you put them in a jar.
72 hours.
Shut it up, and in 3 days, you know, if it is
brown,
yeah, if it's browning, then you know that's regular.
Like a leaf outside.
Yeah, like a leaf. But if it start getting the white fungus and
mold,
then another entity start growing on top of it doing a robot, yeah, you know that it's GMO. You know what I mean? And you can do that with anything.
All white flours and sugars.
All white everything.
All animal milks. Garlic.
Goat milk.
Garlic, unless used as a temporary blood cleanser.
You gotta use garlic with skill. Okay, it's not just
eating garlic every day.
You know what I'm saying? I understand that, you know, you want to keep the vampires away, but
a good, what I always say, good garlic substitute is ginger.
Yeah, ginger.
Yeah. Mushrooms, GMO, canola oil, or any other hybrid vegetable oils for cooking. You got plenty of alternatives for oil. We seen some almond oil yesterday. They got coconut oil. You
know, you got good old fashioned olive oil. That always helps. Peanut oil good too if you ain't allergic to it.
The E. coli infused spinach, wheatgrass, hybrid golden seal.
Hold on. That basically falls into the point where people saying, what? The spinach? We can't even eat the spinach? The bottom line is, we can't trust the farmers.
Yeah. This is why we need our own.
We can't trust Monsanto and other corporations because
integrity.
They don't care about the health of our nation. They don't care about the health of their bank account.
Cranberry juice.
Too much sugar in it.
This is one that's going to get a lot of people. Oranges or orange juice.
Wow. I know it's some people in my family like, oh my God, my cousin, they love that orange.
Hey, if it turn moldy, if it turn yeast-like, if it turn with all that, see, that's parasites. That's devil.
Yeah, a lot of it is genetically modified because they're trying to get more oranges and get more profits. But also the orange juice, you know, they pasteurize it, and then that's what ruins it. I'll be honest with you. Listen, oranges ain't bad. It's the bad people's oranges. If you got your own orange tree and you growing it, go on pick and juice your own orange juice. You all right.
Tangerines.
Same deal.
Limes or lemons, unless prescribed with other foods by a person who really knows food combination.
Hey, and you know what? Oh, I gotta tell you something, man. I think you got that, man. You know food combination.
Hey,
you using that lime though.
We use organic, so you have to use organic. Try to at least, you know.
Good combo.
Until we get our own, until we have our own sustainable stores and farms, and it's all coming.
So you got a backyard, you should be able to grow some food in.
Anybody
gotta learn how.
Anybody that's looking for real self-preservation, just know your remedy is here. It ain't like, you know, we just throwing some things out to you and, you know, you don't really have nowhere to go, just information. No,
the solution's here. It's here.
Okay.
And we got it for you.
Honeydew, oversized strawberries that you did not pick yourself, grapefruits, any seedless fruit.
Yeah. Don't ever eat anything with no seed. You already know that they test. That's a test tube, baby, right there.
White potatoes.
Stick with the red potatoes and the yams. I mean, in the sweet potato.
Carrots, beets.
Wow.
And there are many more grafted, genetically altered acid foods embedded with yeast, strand viruses that you need to watch out for. So, as he stated, You can always do the home test, get you a jar,
Yeah.
put something in there, jar like this, anything, close it up, 72 hours. If it browns like a banana would do, or if it would turn moldy, like cheese, that's no good for you. That's, you putting viruses inside of your body.
And this goes back to what we've been taught. Now here it is. We just gave you 13 of the most deadly foods. Okay.
Yeah.
I know people didn't. Some people they didn't hear donuts on there, so they feel like they can go eat some donuts. But donuts would be covered under that bread, sugar with the yeast. So look, the donut is like don't eat a donut. You might as well eat doo-doo.
Research. Food is so important. I always get argued down by why, it's all about how you think. If you don't think food is bad for you, then that's not even scientific.
It's all about how we was taught. We was taught to eat the wrong foods because that shortens our life, that dulls our consciousness, and really it stifles our critical thinking. And the critical thinking is what they ultimately want to prevent us from doing, because we would expose the big lie.
Alkaline is God. That's how I see it. Especially in the black man. Black man needs his alkaline.
He needs it.
He has to have it. Females need to keep more of a balance, but the black man needs his alkaline.
Load up, black man. Sister, stay in tune. But there you have it. We gave you the ones. We gave you the bad news, baby. Those are the foods that if you really want to live to be 150, 300 years, respectively, city and country, you can do it. If you incorporate the ones in your diet and take them away. Once again, we're going to give you the credit of where this information is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wanna get that book, you can contact Chief at dralimuhammad.com and get the book. All right, this is a wonderful book. You stick to this, you're going to be a healthy person and you're going to look young for a long time. All right, well, we'll be back with the extra point. And as you know, this is the end. And so sad to go. It always hurts my heart. But until the planets align again, peace. But we'll be right back with that extra point.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We are at the final extra point. And
sorry we gotta go, man. But we're gonna leave you with this.
It was beautiful.
Yeah. Well, this is from Chief Ali, and it's the extra point. And it's the Creator's nation being Aboriginal, indigenous, and black is divine. And here we go. If one wants to know who or what the Creator, God, is according to the terms of physics and science, then the Creator is the being who by nature does not experience entropy and thus remains infinite. Entropy is the loss of order and organization of an identifiable system. Okay, let me read this again. Entropy is the loss of order and organization of an identifiable system. Another way of explaining this is that this Creator is the source of all radiation, yet does not lose any radiating power, light, waves, order, organization, temperature, or light in its function. Based on the general laws of physics, this then says that frequency-wise, this Creator, God, must be black to cover the full wavelengths of electromagnetic spectrum, allowing no escape of radiation and waves, and must be infinite in its capacity to contain all other mass, energy, and temperature. Like all the colors, black is all the colors. So same concept. The directional measurement of entropy is the same directional measurement as time, which means an isolated system, planet, star, etc., cannot resist entropy or the impact of time, aging, unless it has perfect spin and thus perpetual motion and perfect centeredness. We call perfect spin and perpetual motion in the indigenous social system complete peace.
Complete peace.
That's a beautiful thing. Islam, Maya, Halal, Kahaba.
Complete peace.
Complete peace. It is only a nation/people who are original, cosmology speaking, chemically speaking, biologically speaking, psychologically speaking, sociologically speaking, governmentally speaking, economically speaking, politically speaking, dietarily speaking, that are the personification of that infinite blackness, factually speaking, who represent the Creator in person, and thus whose lineage is infinite. We are that nation of people. That's important. We are that nation of people who have the lineage of the earth's first and natural lineage, and by the reformation of our indigenous government, declare ourselves to be a people who practice peace and natural law until the planets align again.
Peace, family.
Peace. Finally the truth. We'll see y'all next time.
Peace, brother God.
Yeah, peace, brother God. Did it again?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Hit makers.